Hey, this is the, for Advanced Algebra 1, this is the first semester exam review. So we'll just get started and hopefully get it done in not too many minutes here. So number 1, 5 times the quantity x plus 2 minus 4x equals 21. We're supposed to solve this for x. So distribute the 5x plus 10 minus 4x equals 21. 5x minus 4x, combining like terms, is x plus 10. And then subtract 10 from both sides, and we get that x is 11. Next question. Mason bought 4 loaves of bread and 2 packages of cheese for a total of $35. And the cost of a package of cheese, so the cheese is $2.50 more than the cost of a loaf of bread. Right? What is the combined cost of 1 loaf of bread and 1 package of cheese? So this is set up for substitution. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to substitute it over here for C. So I'll get 4b plus 2 times the quantity, b plus 2.5 equals 35. Distribute the 2, 4b plus 2b plus 5. 4b plus 2b is 6b. Subtract 5 from both sides. We get 30, and then divide by 6. B is 5. So the bread costs $5 per loaf, and the cheese is $7.50. And it says, what's the combined cost of 1 loaf of bread and 1 package of cheese? So add those together. The combined cost, the answer to the problem, is $12.50. Solve the given formula for H. A equals pi r squared H. Okay, so I want to get rid of the pi and the r squared. Obviously, I'm going to divide. So A over pi r squared equals H. Number 4. Solve and graph the inequality on a number line. So not 2 variables, so not on a coordinate system, on a number line. So we distribute, we get 4x minus 8 minus 6x less than x minus 2. 4x minus 6x is negative 2x minus 8. Then I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So I get negative 3x is less than 6. And I'm going to divide by negative 3. And I get x is less, I don't get x is less than. You divide by a negative, remember you got to flip that inequality. And so I'm going to make that greater than negative 2. And then we graph that on a number line. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So we put an open circle at negative 2, and it's going that way. Number 5 says solve the absolute value equation. The absolute value of x minus 8 equals negative 2. So isolate the absolute value first. So add 8 to both sides. The absolute value of x equals 6. And then apply the definition of absolute value, which is a number's distance from 0. So x equals 6 or x equals negative 6. They're both 6 units from 0. Another way to write that is just x equals plus or minus 6. Okay. Number 6, we're just solving the equation 2x minus 5 times the quantity x minus 1 equals negative 4. So distribute the negative 5. So we get 2x minus 5x, I can't stress this enough, plus 5 equals negative 4. And then negative 3x plus 5 equals negative 4. Subtract 5 from both sides. Negative 3x is negative 9. Divide both sides by negative 3. And x is 3. Number 7. Graph the solution of the inequality on the number line. It's the absolute value of x minus 3 is less than 4. And if you recall, I taught you a shortcut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So if this were equal to 0, x would be 3. So that's my starting point. So I put an x here. And then I go 4 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put an open circle there because it's strictly less than. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put an open circle there because it's strictly less than. And I want the distance between 3 and those to be less than 4. So that means that it's going to be in the middle. And then we write the inequality. Negative 1 is less than x is less than 7. X is between negative 1 and 7. And that's all there is to that. Graph the linear equation and identify the slope and y-intercept. So y equals negative 3x minus 4. To graph that, 1, 2, 3, 4. The intercept is negative 4, and then the slope is negative 3, so I'm going to rise positive 3 and run negative 1. And graph that line, and then we're supposed to identify the slope. The slope is negative 3, and the y-intercept is negative 4. Okay. That was number 9. It says to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points 10, negative 4, and 6, 12. Write the equation of the line. We need to know slope and we need to know a point. So we find the slope first. We take y minus the other y, which is negative 4, so 12 minus negative 4 over 6 minus 10. See, that's 16 over negative 4. The slope here is negative 4. So that gives me y equals mx plus b. So that gives me y equals negative 4x plus b. And then to find b, we plug in one of those points. I'm going to plug in 6, 12. So y is 12 equals negative 4 times 6. 12 equals negative 24. B, add 24 to both sides, is 36. So your answer, y equals negative 4x plus 36. And that's in slope-intercept form, which is what it said to do. Okay, number 10. What is the equation of the vertical line that passes through the point 4, negative 3? So remember, vertical lines are x equals lines. And so all we have to do is write what x equals. X equals 4. That would be the equation of the vertical line that passes through that point. Number 11. Write the equation in standard form of the line with x-intercept. So that's the point 3, 0. And y-intercept, that's the point 0, 6. So I do this the same way I did the one above it. Your book, there is another way to do this problem, and some of you, I did show you that other way. You can do it that way. This is fail-safe for me. This is always going to work, no matter what I'm given. So I find the slope. I take 6 minus 0 over 0 minus 3. I get 6 over negative 3, which is negative 2. And so far I have y equals negative 2x plus b. But hey, they gave me the y-intercept, so I don't need to solve for it. I just need to plug it in. The y-intercept is 6. And then they said, write your equation in standard form. And that's not too hard. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. 2x plus y equals 6. And there you have it. Standard form is, remember, ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c have to be integers. A has to be a positive integer. Okay. Number 12. An equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through 8, 4 and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. So remember that perpendicular lines, the slopes are opposite reciprocals. So the slope of this line is negative 1/2, which means the slope of the line perpendicular to it is 2, because I flip it over and you take the opposite. And so we have the equation y equals 2x plus b, and then I'm going to plug in this point, 4 for y, 8 for x. 4 equals 16 plus b. Subtract 16. B is negative 12. My answer, y equals 2x minus 12. Okay. Number 13. What is the equation in point-slope form that passes through the point negative 8, 5 and has slope negative 3? Well, they couldn't have made this any easier. Point-slope form, if you recall, is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. And they've asked for me to give my answer in point-slope form. So all I have to do is plug in the point and the slope, and that's the answer. So y minus 5 equals negative 3 times the quantity x minus negative 8 is x plus 8. And that's it. That's all they want me to do. 14, graph the line. Also state the slope and the y-intercept. And we could, right now that we're away from this, we just always solve this for y and put it in slope-intercept form to graph the line. So move the 2x to the other side and then divide everything by negative 3. So I get 2/3 x plus 2. And then I graph that. And the other advantage is now I know that the slope is 2/3 and the y-intercept is 2. In standard form, I wouldn't know that. I'd have to solve for it. So put it in slope-intercept form. Boom, there's your answer. So my intercept is 2, and then my slope is 2/3. So I could rise 2 and run 3, whatever, and there's your line. And there'll be graph paper on the test, of course. 15. What is the y-intercept of the line y plus 5 equals negative 2 times the quantity x plus 8? So basically right now it's in point-slope form, and I can't look at point-slope form and tell you what the y-intercept is. But I can put it in slope-intercept form and tell you what the y-intercept is. So that means I need to distribute that negative 2, negative 2x minus 16, and then I need to subtract 5, negative 2x minus 21, And the y-intercept, or b, is the point 0, negative 21. Move right along. Okay, hardware store rents vacuums. They can rent for part of a day up to 12 hours before returning. Charges a fee plus an hourly rate. Write a linear function, f, for the total rental cost of a vacuum cleaner. And then we have the table of information. So basically write the linear function. So find the slope, put it in slope-intercept form, and say f of whatever equals whatever. And I'm going to pick two numbers that don't have a decimal. So I'm going to use the 0.228 and the 0.334. So the slope is 34 minus 28 over 3 minus 2, which is 6 over 1. So the slope is 6. So y equals 6x plus b. Now plug one of them in. Doesn't matter which one. Y is 28 when x is 2. So 28 equals 12 plus b. Subtract 12. We get 16. B is 16. So f of t is 6t plus 16. Then it says, what is the flat fee the store charges? Well, the flat fee would be the $16. The 6 would be how much they charge per hour. Give a reasonable domain. Well, it tells me that you can only rent up to 12 hours. So the domain for me would be between 0 and 12. I don't know if it doesn't matter for that one. And then what would it cost to rent the vacuum for 7 hours? So in other words, find f of 7. So 6 times 7 plus 16 is 42 plus 16, $58 to rent it for 7 hours. Okay, that's it for that one. We answered all the questions. So number 18 says, which of the following is an arithmetic sequence? Let's see, the first one goes from 0 to 3, and then 3 to 8. So that's plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, not that one. Next one goes from 9 to 6, so that's down 3. 6 to 3 is down 3. 3 to 0 is down 3. 0 to negative 3 is down 3. I think that's the one. Check the other one. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. No. And obviously D is not. Like skipping every other one. So the one they're talking about is the one that goes 9, 6, 3, 0, negative 3, negative 6, and so on. And then we are supposed to write a recursive formula for that. So recursive formulas are of the form a sub n equals a sub n minus 1. And that minus 1 goes down there like that, you guys. A lot of you guys write that a sub n minus 1, and that's really wrong. I don't count it wrong, but I should. Okay, the 1 is down there. And then plus d, which is the common difference, and then you also have to tell me what a sub 1 is. So the recursive formula for this sequence. A series is actually a sum in a sequence, but anyway, a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 minus 3, and a sub 1 equals 9. So that's our recursive answer. Explicit is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus d times the quantity n minus 1. And so A sub 1 is 9. Sorry, I had a technical issue there. A sub 1 is 9. The common difference is -3. And the problem we had on the test that we took for this chapter was a lot of people left their answer like that. And you have to simplify that answer. So 9 minus 3n plus 3 is 12 minus 3n. So the explicit formula, a sub n equals 12 minus 3n. Okay. Number 19. I'm just going to pull the sheet over for this one. It says, which R values, I'm looking right here, okay, which R values represent or would suggest a weak negative correlation. Remember, our correlations go from -1 to 0 to 1. The closer I am to 0, approaching either way, this way or this way, the weaker the correlation. The closer I am to 1 this way, the strong positive correlation. The closer I am to -1 this way, a strong negative correlation. So I want the number that would represent a weak negative correlation. So I want a negative number that's close to 0. And to me, it's obviously not that one. It's obviously not that one. That's close to -1. So the answer is A. Okay. So that was 19. 20, we have y equals 1/3 x plus 4 and 2x minus 3y equals 16. And this is set up for substitution. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to substitute the 1/3 x plus 4 over here for y. 2x minus 3 times a quantity, 1/3 x plus 4. Distribute the -3, so that's going to be minus x minus 12. 2x minus x is x. Then add 12 to both sides, and we get that x is 28. So x is 28. Looks like we're going to have a fraction here, which is okay. Y equals 1/3 times 28 plus 4. So that's 28 over 3. 4 is 12 over 3. And 28 plus 12 is 40 over 3. So these two lines intersect at 28, 40 over 3. If I did that right, I may have a mistake in there. 21. 5x plus 2y equals 12. And y equals -3/2 x plus 4. Okay, again, set up for substitution. So 5x plus 2 times y, which is -3/2 x plus 4, equals 12. 5x plus, that's actually going to be minus, right? Minus 3x plus 8 equals 12. So 2x, subtract 8 is 4. X is 2. And y is -3/2 times 2, or -3 plus 4. Y is 1. So they intersect at 2, 1. (22) 5x plus 6y equals 124. 10x plus 4y equals 72. I'm going to drop out the x's. I only need to multiply this by -2. So I get negative 10x minus 8y equals negative 248. And I'm going to add that to the equation above it, which is going to give me negative 4y equals negative 176. And so y is 44. And I'm going to plug that in to the top equation. 5x plus 6 times 44 equals 124. I get 5x plus 264 is 124. So 5x is negative 140. X is negative 28. These two lines intersect at negative 28, comma 44. All right, 23. 12 granola bars, 12G, and 16 bottles of water plus 16W equals 32. 4 granola bars, 4G, and 6 bottles of water equals 6. Okay? Holy cow. I'm going to multiply this by -3. And I'm going to get negative 12G minus 18W equals negative 18. And we have a problem, Houston, because that's not going to work. I'm going to get negative 2W equals a positive number. So I must have made a mistake when I wrote the problem. So I will try to correct that, and we'll change it, and we'll talk about that before we go down that road. So sorry about that. If I've done everything right there. 24. Y is greater than 2/3 x minus 1. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So negative 1 is my y-intercept, and then I'm going to rise 2 and run 3, and that's going to be a dashed line. And then if I plug in the origin, I get 0 is greater than negative 1. That's true. So it's going to be shaded above. And last but not least, 2x minus y is less than or equal to 3, and x minus 2y is greater than or equal to negative 2. So again, I'm going to change these to slope-intercept form, and I get y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 3, and over here I get y less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 1. So now 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. First one, negative 3 up 2 over 1, and that is a solid line. And it'll be shaded this way. Okay. The other one intercepts at 1, up 1 over 2. And that is a solid line as well. And it'll be shaded this way. So where do the shadings overlap? This little triangular region in here. Okay. And again, I'll have to look into what happened on number 23. That I've done it right. It's not going to work that way. So that is it.